my name is Simran Jesselin. I am a student at Wayne State University. Today we will be interviewing Rohit, who is a U of M alumni. This video is brought to you by DES, Detroit Education Society. DES tutors Detroit school students in STEM and English. By telling us a little bit about yourself.
Alright, so first off, my name is Rohit Kapur, and I graduated from the University of Michigan in 2014. And now I'm actually working in marketing for an automotive supplier. I have Duchenne muscular dystrophy, which is a muscle deteriorating disease in which you lose all muscle function throughout lifetime. And thanks for having me.
So aside from the physical challenges, what is the most difficult obstacle you've had to overcome, and how exactly did you overcome it?
I would definitely say how people perceive me. So usually they see a wheelchair and they assume that there's a mental aspect to it where you can't use your mind. Like a simple example would be me going to a restaurant with my sister, say, and the waiter comes up and says, what would he like? Would he like water? And not showing me that, hey, maybe he can answer for himself. But so that would definitely be the most difficult aspect of it, is how people perceive you and making your own decisions and life choices. So that would definitely be the hardest thing I've had to overcome. And also people's doubt and not believing in that I can accomplish things just based on being in a wheelchair.
And so what were some challenges you faced in school, and how did you exactly respond to that?
So, challenges would be, kids used to pick on me just because they pick on things that are different, just human nature at that younger age. But how I got around it was I would surround myself with people that could look beyond that and not just see me in a chair, but see me as a person. And getting that support system around you and is very important to overcome such behavior of kids. And it took me a long time to get over it and say, hey, I'm more than the wheelchair. And once you can make that connection and have the support around you, it becomes a lot easier.
And so how did you maintain a positive attitude while all of this was going on in school?
So definitely I would say I surrounded myself with people that were supportive, number one. Number two is I take everything day by day and not really think about the end result, but more the journey. Not really thinking about failing. Always thinking about what's the next step towards making this happen. And I did that through going to college. Didn't think I would be able to live alone, but once you take it day by day and say, you know what, I'm going to do this, and I want to show that I can be independent, and I want to show that I can accomplish going to a top-tier university. Just the little things, taking it day by day, is how I got through.
And so you chose to go to U of M. Why did you not just decide to take the easy route?
And I wanted to become more independent. At that time, I would always have to rely on mom, dad, and my siblings for pretty much everything, and I wanted to see if it would be possible for me to make it out on my own. And it was actually a really big a chance to learn for me, just to see what I could accomplish. So I always wanted to. I was always a huge football fan of U of M, and it was always a goal to go there. But I just didn't want to stay home and rely on my parents for everything anymore.
So, lastly, what would you like to say to all the people who tell you that you cannot do something or that you are not necessarily fit to do something?
And I mean, for me, that just makes a fire burn within, and it makes me want to accomplish that even more. When someone says you can't do something, I mean, even just human nature is you want to do that very thing. And that applies to this in the sense that someone says that I don't think you can do this, it just makes me want to do that very thing. And um, so yeah, that would definitely be what I would tell people is never give up, and just keep fighting for what you want to accomplish, because um, the human human nature is one not to give up, and you just got to keep trusting yourself and putting people around you that are supportive.
So next to Rohit, we have his dad, Ravi Kapoor. So how exactly do you deal when you find out that your kid has a terminal illness?
Well, it's a very hard thing for any parent to find out that your son has a terminal illness and that his life expectancy might only be in the teens or maximum 20s. And in that situation, keeping the child motivated and also moving along, living for the day and not looking at the final outcome. But I think Rohit has been our strength. He's the one that has really given us strength. He has overcome things that are difficult to overcome for even normal children. He went to Troy High School and we weren't sure if he was able to graduate. Thanks to ADA and the American Disability Act, the school provided a lot of assistance to him. He was not sure how he would relate to the people and how they perceived his disability. But that turned out fine. In fact, he was chosen the homecoming king from Troy High. It was his goal to go to University of Michigan, and he was able to qualify and get there. He wanted to go to the Ross Business School, and he was able to go there, and he graduated from there with honors like he did from Troy High. So he has overcome not only his physical illness. On the physical side, he needs help with everything. He has to be turned every couple hours at night, and he needs somebody to help him around. Somebody has to feed him, take him to the toilet. So it's a lot of simple challenges that a normal person cannot even comprehend. And despite all of that, we are very proud of Rohit that he's been able to accomplish this. He's been able to find a job on his own, and he's a productive member of society.
Is college accommodated for your needs?
So college was very accommodating in the sense that they made sure there was accessible desks in each classroom, and they offer note takers and all that sense of thing. But there was also a lot that needed to be changed. And for one example would be snow removal was an issue in the winter and inhibiting me from getting to class. But there's opportunities to start clubs and using the vast number of the student population to make change at the university level. And in my case, I actually founded a student-run organization on campus that dealt with disability issues for all types of students. And so I feel like not only was college very accommodating, but it also had a path for students making the accommodations for themselves.
Advice you would give to the community?
I mean, I would definitely say it all comes down to changing people's perceptions, and just because a doctor says you have these limitations doesn't have to be a end result, and you can definitely still, I mean, things might be harder than they would be for a able-bodied person, but you can make things happen even with limitations.
You know, we are fortunate that we have the American Disability Act, and the lawmakers have done a great job in ensuring that there is equal opportunity in the workplace as well. But what remains to happen is, you know, the people need to understand and you know, have the right training, education, and the right perception. It doesn't come naturally. You know, people who had a disease like this in their family are a lot more accommodating than people who've not been exposed to this. So this is one area where the media and programs like this can educate the people to look at things from the perspective of the disabled. Uh, the people on the employment end need to encourage and give an opportunity to a person who is disabled, even though it comes with his own set of issues and accommodations that you have to make. And business people are, you know, struggling to make their bottom line. At that time, it's difficult to look at from the disabled's perspective. So that is the message that I would give. The employers can do a lot, and despite having the law, the people can do a lot to accommodate people with disability.
Info on video, please visit DES website www.detroiteducation.org and make a small donation. And if you have education or youth development related info to share, or you have a business and you would like to sponsor this video, please contact us.